Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to be going over the NGS headline that just ended at the time of this recording, and there is a ton of stuff to cover, like actually a ridiculous amount of stuff. So I'm going to try to speed run it as fast as I can. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily. So if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to go over is the Super Fantasy Festival, which is the 12th anniversary of PSO2, and it will be kicking in on the 1st of July. Now, as we can see here, there are a ton of different events going on, so we're just going to speed run through this really quickly so that you guys know what is happening. So the very first campaign that is kicking in is going to be the Ultra PSO2 Day Infinite Burst campaign. So this is new. Usually we just have, normal PSO2 Day and that'll be it. However, with Ultra PSO2 Day Infinite Burst, it's actually going to last 7 days, which is absolutely amazing. So an entire week where we get 200% RDR boost as well as 200% fixer drop rate boost. And if you're a premium member, on the 22nd, you get another week of this boost, which is absolutely crazy. Now, I do understand that a lot of my viewers are fully free to play, so unfortunately you guys won't be able to benefit from the premium user Ultra PSO2 Day Infinite Burst. However, don't worry, we actually get 150 free pulls from the SG Scratch. This applies to everyone. It's 10 a day. It's really nice, so please take advantage of this because there are a ton of support items available here, including a bunch of fix-up protections. So that's going to be really nice, and I definitely recommend people to just log in and actually do their free 10 pulls every single day, because you don't need to do your dailies, you don't need to do anything. It's literally just log in, click a button, do your 10 pull, and you can log out and you're done. Now for this anniversary, Sega is doing something a little bit different by including the Super Casino campaign. So in order to go to the casino, you do need to download the base game. The base game is free, however, it is pretty big, so it is going to take up a lot of hard drive space or SSD space, so you need to make sure that you have enough space to actually take full advantage of this. So if you don't have the base game installed yet, I do recommend people to download the base game, at least for the duration of this event. The reason is because during the Super Casino campaign, you're going to receive a ton of casino coin passes, which you can exchange for coins in the casino. And what you can do with these coins is you can actually purchase a ton of star gems, because remember, all the star gems that you earn in the base game also carry over to NGS. Now, another campaign that totally caught me off guard is the Get 100 million EXP at class level 20. I have no idea what Sega was smoking when they decided to throw this campaign, but I'm not complaining. Literally, when you level up any class to level 20, you will get a 100 million EXP ticket, which you can just consume, and that will immediately boost you from level 20 to level 87. It's insane. That's absolutely bonkers that they're giving you 100 million EXP in a singular ticket. So basically, if you have any friends that want to play the game, new friends that want to try it out, or returning friends, they're going to be able to level up and catch up to the latest content incredibly quickly. Now, they still need to play through the story. However, they're going to be able to blast through the story incredibly quickly because they're going to be super over leveled. Now, on top of that, we also get the Enhancement Support Campaign revamp, where we actually get better weapons now. So once you hit level 65, you do get a 9-star rarity weapon as well as 7-star rarity armors, fully enhanced to plus 90 and fully affixed as well. So yeah, you're getting free gear and you're basically getting free EXP all the way up to almost level 90. So it's absolutely amazing. But the goodies don't end there. There is also the Super Treasure Scratch. This is the scratch that you actually earn tickets by playing the game, by completing your dailies, by running urgent quests. You're going to get a ton of these tickets, and there are some really high value items in the Super Treasure Scratch. So you do not want to sleep on this. You want to make sure you do your dailies every single day and you do the urgent quests, because during this campaign you'll be able to do the urgent quests twice, and we also have scheduled urgent quests. So we'll actually have a timetable and we'll know when the urgent quests are coming up and which urgent quests are coming up so that you can plan your day around it. And it's just super easy to take full advantage of this. And then the cherry on top is, of course, the Super Item Enhanced Support campaign, where we do get a bunch of augmentation boosts as well as end Meseta discounts. Now, as for the 12th anniversary Super Fantasy Festival event itself, it's just a supercharged seasonal event. So we'll have seasonal rappies, we have Shandy, which is of course the seasonal lady, and that also includes a seasonal shop with her, which also includes seasonal weapons. So a lot of stuff packed in here and a lot of goodies. So it's definitely worth taking full advantage of it because they have updated the seasonal shop. There's going to be a lot of really useful items, especially if you're still trying to gear up or level up your classes, because they did say in the NGS headline that there's going to be a bunch of NEX cubes as well as other resources that you might need in order to upgrade your add-on skills and stuff like that, just to superpower your account. Next up are a bunch of limited time quests, and the reason why you want to run the limited time quest is going to be for special scratch tickets as well as N Augment transfer pass vouchers. There's going to be a bunch of titles revolving around the limited time quest as well as daily limited time tasks, so you definitely want to take full advantage of this. And you know, this one's actually going to be a really fun new limited time quest because there is a new boss, which is the Ruine Gryphone. So this is an old boss in the base game, but they're bringing him back, and personally, I found this boss a pain in the butt because it summons a bunch of tornadoes and it does knockback, and it's just a pain in the butt to handle. But for a lot of people who have not played the base game, this is definitely something new and something interesting. Another thing they're adding is of course Duel Quest Phase 5. So they did emphasize over here that you can complete this without using DFA capsules, but you are going to need like close to min-max gear. However, if you want, you know, using DFA capsules is obviously going to make your life a lot easier. Now, I think the seasonal shop is going to offer a bunch of the Duel Quest 5 DFA capsules, so you'll probably be able to obtain them there, probably from the limited time quest as well. So I don't think it's going to be very difficult to obtain a bunch of the DFA capsules. But at the very beginning, there might be some demand for these DFA capsules, so you guys can definitely take advantage of the situation and try to farm a ton. Maybe first use your seasonal points to buy out those DFA capsules, throw them onto the market and make some Meseta, because you're definitely going to need a ton of Meseta with the collaborations that we're getting in the near future. Now, another update to the limited time quest is the re-release of Halfia Lake Counterattack Part 2. So they have buffed Darkfall's Aegis over here, and the interesting thing is in the NGS headline they did specify that you can farm for Gland Gigas Mastes by running this limited time quest over and over and over. So I am pretty interested in this limited time quest, and on top of that, it can also have a chance of dropping the Iridium weapons as well as Wing Guards. Iridium weapons, not so special, you know, nobody really cares about them. You can run Nameless City and get a bajillion of them, but Wing Guard weapons are starting to dry out. Wing Guard weapons are starting to become expensive again, simply because no one's really farming anything to get Wing Guards, and the drop rate for the Wing Guard weapons were awfully low to begin with. So that is also another source of money that you can definitely take advantage of, or just farm for the Gland Gigas Mastes and sell that. That's also worth a ton of money. Now, as for all of those special scratch tickets that we're farming from the seasonal event, it is of course to get all of these beautiful cosmetic items. So as I said in yesterday's video in my predictions, you know, Harriet is the mascot for the 12th anniversary for PSO2. So of course we're going to be able to get her outfit. I didn't expect to get the fully armored knight outfit though, so that is a nice surprise, and I do know some people really like that aesthetic, so it's pretty nice to see that. And of course the weapon camos. There are so many really good looking weapon camos that yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you definitely want to pick up from this scratch. And the best part is it's all free. You earn all of these tickets by completing your dailies, limited time tasks, as well as urgent quests. So just play the game and you get all of these tickets and you can get all of these items for free. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is of course Line Strike. So our TCG game or card game is coming out on July 10th. That is the official release date, and it definitely looks pretty interesting. But as you guys know, I'm not really a card game guy. I might try it just for the funds, but you know, this isn't something that I'm super into. But nevertheless, it is nice that we have in a different game mode, and you'll be able to fight NPCs, you can fight other players, there's a rank mode with it, and there's also a bunch of cards that you can earn. So in order to earn more cards, you simply just play the game and you earn these vouchers, which you can use in their gacha system to gain more cards. Now, of course, if you want to skip that entire process, you can use real money AC and just buy the booster packs, or they called it the starter packs, which give you 15 cards, and I believe there's 2 different sets. So you could do that. But nevertheless, if you are a fully free-to-play player, you are just going to be playing the game in order to earn the vouchers so that you can earn more cards. Now, what surprised me about Line Strike is there is a actual build part called Line Strike Playing Board that you can place down in your creative space, and if 2 people interact with this board, it automatically initiates Line Strike so that you can play against that player. However, more importantly, there is actually a Line Strike Playing Board official creative space. So if you're looking to play this card game with other players, but you don't know where to find them, or you just don't want to do a ranked game, you can go to the official creative space to find other players who are also playing Line Strike and play with them. So that is definitely pretty cool to see. Now, something that they didn't mention in the NGS headline is, of course, the 12th anniversary support item select. So the Anniv capsules are coming back again, so this AC scratch. So if you do need more Anniv capsules, you'll be able to scratch and spend real money to get them. But for my free-to-play players out there, I advise players not to buy the Anniv capsules right now because prices are incredibly high. Wait until this scratch comes out, supply goes up, the prices go down, then you can spend your hard-earned meseta. However, if you are a cash user, this scratch is actually pretty beneficial in the sense that you can get C Glyndgigas Mastate S capsules, so these are the guaranteed ones, there's no gambling involved, 100% success rate, but more importantly, there are N Augment Transfer passes. These are not vouchers, these are straight up passes. So there is going to be a lot of high value items in the scratch count bonus, so if you do need Anniv capsules to begin with, it might be worth it to save some AC for this specific scratch. But that concludes the first half of July. Starting from the second half of July, on July 17th, we have another limited time quest, Drill Unidentified Region A64. We've had this before. Basically, it's a platform that floats in the sky. You spawn in the middle, there's a bunch of enemies, and you kill them all. It's a pretty fun quest because it's very straightforward. You just spawn in the middle and there's a bunch of enemies. You kill them all until the time runs out, and you kill as many as you can in order to earn a bunch of points. So super straightforward, super easy to understand. But they did add a couple twists and turns over there where they will be adding some more gigantic that spawn and try to ruin your score, so that will be pretty interesting to see. And for my endgame players, they've also added a trigger quest, Drill Ruine Gryphone Suppression Operation. So this, I do have a funny feeling that we might be able to obtain new armors from this, because Sega has done something similar to this in the past, where they release some sort of difficult trigger quest, which you have to run over and over and over, and they did give us new armors that way. But I think it was my Octo Armor Argos that dropped from a trigger quest. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do get new armors from this very specific trigger quest, simply because it's the new boss, the Ruine Gryphone, and it is a 4-player instance that is slightly more difficult. So when this piece of content comes out, I'll definitely keep an eye out for that. The next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the new SG Scratch Refined form, July 2024. So I am pretty happy with this SG Scratch. There's a lot of very high value items over here. There are finally some cast parts, so you know, they're finally showing some casts, a little bit of love, but nevertheless, there's a lot of really nice looking items in this very specific SG Scratch. So I am looking forward to this. But now for the part that I am most excited for, and that is, of course, the Eminence in Shadow collaboration. I am a big fan of this anime. I really like how they've included all the stamps. They've included the voice line, the I Am Atomic voice line. So I'm satisfied. It's got the stamp, it's got everything. We've got Shadow, Alpha, Beta, as well as Alexia. So I'm pretty happy that we got all these characters. A little bit sad that we didn't get Delta. I would really like Delta as well as her voice ticket, because, you know, the way that she speaks is very iconic. But nevertheless, you know, I'm still pretty happy, and honestly, I just really cared about Shadow because he's just such a badass. And of course, they have all of his weapon camos as well. So overall, I'm incredibly satisfied with this collaboration, and I definitely will be scratching for some of these items. Sega, you finally got me. However, if you don't care that much about the Eminence and Shadow, the next collaboration might catch your interest. And the reason I say that is because the next collaboration is Shangri-La Frontiers. I can't believe they got Shangri-La Frontiers. This anime is amazing. I love this anime. It's super action-packed. It's an action anime or action manga, so the storyline isn't that strong, but the animations and the fighting and the characters are just so awesome. Just, you know, it's not an isekai, it's this gamer who plays really crap games and he full clears all these really badly made games, and then he decides to try Shangri-La Frontiers, which is like a god tier game, and he realizes that he can break the system by doing like some insane things because his reaction time is insane. And it's just really fun to watch this anime because he does a lot of stuff that a typical Dark Souls player would do. And yeah, so if you like Dark Souls, I think this anime might be your cup of tea. But moving back to the content itself, we are getting the new Battledia Purple Aelio Intruders rank 3. So again, we're going to be fighting a bunch of Starless Gigantics. Now, the main reason why you'd want to run the Aelio Intruders rank 3 is going to be because of N Master Cubes as well as N Augment Transfer Pass vouchers. Those are the main items. However, if they do introduce new armors, this would be the place that they would drop them as well. Now, another thing that they didn't show in the NGS headline is going to be the costume revival scratches. So there's a type 1 as well as a type 2. So there are two separate scratches. So, you know, depending on what you want, you can specify on what you want to spend your AC on. But I definitely think that the type 1 costume revival is worth taking a look just because of that silly cat suit. This cat suit, you can make some ridiculous outfits with it, and I've seen some real pieces of art because of it. So yeah, I definitely will be picking up one of these. Now, the next thing they showcase is the new M.A.R.S action system. They have confirmed that this comes out on the end of July, so the 31st of July. However, they have the trailer over here, so I'm just going to let it play. I'm not going to speak over it because it looks amazing.
Checking condition. All systems green. Commence battle. Activating overboost. Limiter removed. Eradication confirmed.
And right after that trailer, we get an exclusive video with the series producer Kimura as well as the series director Hamazaki as they talk about the future of NGS. So as we can see here, this is the roadmap for the second half of 2024 as well as early 2025. Now, because I don't want this video to be too long, I'm going to have a separate video where I go through the roadmap itself. But the TLDR over here is there is a lot of promising content over here. And if we look at December to January, this boss over here, if this boss is who I think it is, then we are in for a very, very good treat, considering that it says right here, new type of high difficulty solo quest. For those who have played the base game, you may know a boss that looks very similar to this silhouette, which is also a solo high difficulty type of quest. So, you know, that has me a little bit excited if they're bringing that into NGS, because that was an incredibly fun mode. Now, unfortunately, you know, it is solo, it's not a team thing, it's basically a showcase of skill, but it was a very cool piece of content to see the best players tackle the highest level of this. And you know, I just really liked watching really good players play this and beat this and then learn from them and try to become better myself. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.